to Creative Moments by G. Yay! We are so excited about today's tutorial. We have a fantastic card that we're going to share with you. Some people call it the peekaboo card. Some people call it a slider card. But so you can call it whatever you want. Well, I think we should go ahead, head down to the crafting table, and let's get busy. Let me show you the card that we are going to make. Now look at this. Look at how we've popped up something. We're not going to pop ours up today, but we just wanted to show you what it looks like if you pop it up. And then you simply open it up and it slides over another message. Really an easy card to make because we have broken it down into 3 steps. And I think you're going to find these very easy for you as you go through it. And stay with us till the end because we have 2 more cards to show you. Now, this is a landscape card, but we are also going to show you my attempt of a portrait card. So make sure that you stick around so that you can see that. The stamp pads that you're going to need today, if you make exactly the same card, we used Melon Mambo, Granny Apple, and Polished Pink because we stayed in the pink. Let's go over what you're going to need to make this card. Now, look what I've done. I want to make it as easy as possible for you. So you're going to need a front card that is 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. You're going to score it at 5 1/2 and see where we scored it. So you're going to do that. Now you're also going to need DSP for this because we want to make it easy and quick. And the DSP is 5 1/4 by 4. Now the inside card is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 and you score at 4 1/4. So you score it right in half. And then finally you have a back. 4 1/4 by 5 3/4 and you score at 5 1/4. Just a tiny little fourth right here. We have everything scored for you so that we can get into the making of the card. So the first thing you want to do is let's put these to the side and let's start on the inside of the card because we need 3 circle openings. Now you can use a die if you want, but I like to just go ahead and use a punch because it's easy. So the way we do this is, here's the front. So we're going to go ahead and just use our punch, put it in, and because this is kind of awkward, right? We're going to turn it to the side and we're going to line up the paper right here. Get that lined up and go ahead and just, once it's lined up, punch it. Now we need a circle punched in the back. So you can, if you want, go ahead and take a pencil and draw a circle. But what I like to do is just go ahead and put it back in the punch. We're going to line up that circle. I can see it very clearly. And we're just going to punch. And now we have 2 circles. I want to go ahead and get the front and get the circle punched out on the front. So let's go ahead and do that. We need to line this up. So take your inside, put it on top of the front card. And I would recommend that until you get used to all these pieces, go ahead and label your pieces. Now you could do it with a sticky, or you could simply put I for inside and put an F for front. That makes it easy. But see how this is the front, and we've simply folded this to the left. And we've lined it up, and now we're just going to punch that hole. You need to make sure it's lined up really well, and then we'll have all our holes punched so we don't have to worry about it. So get it lined up and simply punch it. Okay, so we're going to put that front back to the side. We have our hole punched, and we're simply going to put our label on it and put it to the side. So here we have the inside of our card. This is actually the mechanism inside. Now we want to open it up and we want to decorate it because you're going to see this part of the card when you open it up. So let's go ahead and bring in our Melon Mambo and we are going to stamp some flowers. Now we are using this beautiful artistically inked. You can use any flower, any image that you want really, but we just think this is so pretty. And so now we have the inside of our card. Now we're going to work with our back. And the reason we're going to do that is because the inside of the card is attached to the back. And it attaches right here on this little bitty strip, the 1/4 inch that we made. It's going to go just like that. And what happens is it folds like this. See how it folds to the back? So what I encourage you to do is go ahead and we're going to draw a circle. We're going to fold this over because we don't want to attach it just yet. And we're going to put the inside over the back. Now we are working with the back side of the card. So this is step 2. And we're simply going to draw a circle. So just very lightly draw that circle. And you see how we have it on the back side of the card. Here we go. And now we're going to decorate this area as well. Now this is the message that you will see all the time. When you open up your card, this is the one you'll see. It's on the back. So I tell you that because you want to make sure which message do you want them to see all the time. And we're going to bring sending you lots of love. So we're going to simply open up our Melon Mambo and stamp that right in the center and then add some flowers. And just add it around because you can always come back in and erase the line, right? You don't have to worry about that. Now we're going to add smaller leaves from our stamp set. And I'm going to go ahead and use my plastic eraser. We love this eraser to erase this line. It erases it perfectly. We have a YouTube short on this. So if you haven't seen it, go spend 55 seconds and watch the short. Love this eraser. So now we have the back panel and the inside panel already done. All we have to do now is add a strip of tear and tape right here, and we're going to attach it. Get that right there, tear it off. I love this tape, very strong. We're going to use our Take Your Pick tool to get that top off. And now we're simply going to add it right here. And you can do it however you want. We're just going by this score line right here. And now we can take this off and fold it over. And there we have the back. Now all we have left to do is the front. Here we have the front panel. We have already cut out the circle. So we just need to decorate this. You can decorate it, or you can simply put your DSP. Now you might say, uh-oh, I don't see a hole. That's okay. Go ahead and lay down your DSP and we'll punch out that hole. So you want to make sure that you don't get any glue in this area. So go ahead and just go around the front panel with your glue and now lay down your DSP. If you like this card, we sure would love a thumbs up. It lets us know you like cards and videos like this. Now look, you turn it over. Oh, isn't that gorgeous DSP? But alas, yes, we have to punch it out. So we simply turn our punch upside down and we punch it out. So we have the front of our card. But now this is really interesting because when you move this, this goes in front of the circle. So we need to decorate this with the new saying or the new image that you want to have. So what we're going to do is we need to get a circle on here so we know exactly where to put our message. So we're just lining up that front to the inside of our card, and we're holding it there, and we are simply turning this so that we know exactly where it's going to be so that we can draw our circle right here and we know how to decorate it. And you know, this is one of those cards that, yes, it has more steps to it, but it is so worth it. I mean, truly, truly worth it. So now remember, this is the message that you will see as the second one. So our second message is going to be, you are beyond incredible. We're going to go ahead and stamp that, and then we're going to decorate it. So here we have our melon mambo. We're just going to line it up and stamp it straight in our circle. Oh, such beautiful font. Oh, I love that. Now we're going to stamp some flowers on that inside part. And because we have a small area, we want to use our small flowers. And now bring in our smaller leaf and just grab us some leaves real quick. And it doesn't matter that you're going over this score line. That doesn't matter at all. So we need to go ahead and add another one. Bring in our plastic eraser again and just erase those lines. It does such a wonderful job. So now we have it. We need to add this to the front. So the way you do that is we simply add glue right here to this part. So I'm just going to extend it so I don't get glue anywhere else. Add my glue, and we're going to just put the front of the card on it. Right here. Line it up perfectly on the edge. Once you think you have it, just go in there with your fingers. Make sure that circle is right where it needs to be. And now we have it. You're going to tuck this right behind this part. And look at this. Here's the front of our card. When the person opens it up, that slides out. So we're just going to open it up just like this. And we're putting a little piece of tear and tape right here on this edge because that's going to hold it together. So just put it right there on the edge and you'll see that it really holds your card together much better. Use our fingernail to really get it squished down on that paper, and then use your take your pick tool to just lift it off. And now we're just going to fold that over and just kind of crease it. That's a very important step. And you see how it holds it down just a little bit right there? That gives you just the right amount of tension to make sure it doesn't flop around. So that when you open it up, isn't that pretty? So I really like this card. It does take a little more time to do it, but it is so worth it. Now, one of the things that I recommend you do right here is that you add a little frame just to kind of frame that sentiment. And now you can absolutely use dies to do this, right? But I wanted a really nice thin one. I didn't want a thick one. So let me show you what I did. Here's the tip. I just went ahead and used the smaller opening. I punched it on the colored cardstock that I wanted. And then I brought in a scalloped punch. And then you put it in. Now you really have to have sharp punches to do this because this is such a small area. And then you just punch it. And look at that. You get the thinnest of circles. I love this. So let's go ahead and attach this to the front of our card. I'm going to show you after I finish this the template that we've created for you that I really think will help you as you recreate this card. And this just gives you that little bit of focus, right? It brings your eye right to the circle. Here's the one that I showed you. We went ahead and added a beautiful little image right here and just popped it up on dimensionals. And there we have that one. We also used the same stamp set and DSP that we used today, but we created this one. Oh, you know I love orange, right? Pumpkin pie, love it. Now remember I told you that I tried an attempt of, I had an idea, let me put it that way. I had an idea of a portrait card, but I also wanted to cut out more circles because I thought, you know what? It's not difficult. I'm going to make it even more difficult. Right? Oh my goodness. Well, this is my attempt of a portrait card. So you flip it up And look at, we have some little butterflies there. So this is a whole nother set of instructions to really get to do this one. But I thought that was kind of nice. You add it back in, and I added those circles so it just completed the picture. But yet, then when you open it up, there you have the message. Now let me show you the wonderful template that we have. And the tip to create this card is really get your panels cut out and get them scored, right? And then label them. You can label them with a piece of paper, with Post-it, however you want to label them. Maybe you just want to put an eye on the inside card. And then just start with the inside. I think if you go step by step, you will see that this really does turn out quite pretty. Well, crafters, we just thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. We'd love a thumbs up and a share. Go out and have a fantastic Tuesday. Bye-bye.